All right, chat. So, the plans today are very simple. Very, very simple. We are going to live stream me editing my final project for my history class for my study abroad program. I'm kind of bored, so I thought, why not? Why not do it? I thought to myself, you know, I have nothing better to do, so let's just do this. I just gotta make sure that everything's on the right thing. I'm gonna check this. Should be this one. Nope. Yep. That was the right thing. Hold up. Give me 1 second. Okay. It should be this. So it should be this one. So yeah. We're just gonna chill. We're just gonna have a little chill day. Have a little talk about what my thoughts were about Germany and stuff like that. Hold up. Give me 1 second. So let's just get straight into this. I actually don't know if I can hear anything. So let me double check that I even got audio. Right. This is not going through the right speaker. Give me 1 second. Okay, so this is a 30-minute video clip that I literally just did. Not even 10 minutes ago. So this might be a while. But I know how to edit. So, and this is due at 11:59. So we're against the clock. We're racing against the clock with this. This is my requirement for my class. I'm gonna edit some of this part out. Here's a little wonky right now. We fucking with my hair at this point. What are we doing? Damn, bro, shut up. Damn, you so loud as hell. Fuck. Am I really gonna watch me just fuck up my hair? But I'm just starting this just because, like, I know I'm gonna talk about a lot. Okay, so, all right, we get into this. Hi, this is my final project for the study abroad program, and I'm gonna try to hit most of these points today of what you're asking me to do. So I don't really have a great. All right, so this clip. This is how I edit, by the way. So I sit here and just do this. Hi. Okay. So we gotta zoom in on here. The audio clip starts right here. So we're just gonna cut it right here and splice this. Whatever. I got it. Delete ripple. That brings us all the way back to the beginning. Hello? Hi. This is my final project for the study abroad program. And I'm gonna try to hit most of these points today of what you're asking me to do. We're gonna cut out most of this. So yeah, wait, let me pull up. Do I even have chat even open? I don't think the chat's open right now. Well, I kind of need to see what I'm looking at, so I'm not surprised. But make sure everything's good on this end. Right here. Hello. Music. Able to see everything. Okay. See chat. See the stream health. Current viewers. Live chat rate. All right. Let's continue on. Well, we need to do. I'm gonna cut right here. We're gonna drag this a little bit right here. Purple. Today of what you're asking me to do. So I don't really have a great place to start with this. I think my first interaction with the kind of content that we covered over wasn't even with any of the first sites that we went to. It was probably when we landed in Germany, in Frankfurt. I felt this uneasy feeling just because I know the history of Germany. I know what has gone on here. I know everything about that. And, well, not everything. I know most things about what's gone on. Because I know the history of Germany. I know what has gone on here. I know everything about that. And, well, not everything. I know most things about what's gone on in Germany. Okay. I think I can splice this right here. Germany, I know what has gone on. I think this little area right here. I think I can cut this right here and it sound a little bit better. This has to be a total of 10 minutes long. So I hope to God I don't cut out too much. But I know I have 20 minutes to spare. And some of those minutes are just gonna sit there. Most things about what's gone on in Germany. Waiting. And the fact that I'm in the country where everything kind of went down. Hold up. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I gotta make sure that at least 10 minutes long. I think I can go over. Would I rather go over? Probably not. So I'm just gonna. I need another monitor, low-key. I'm gonna be streaming and editing and doing this project. I need another monitor. Hold up. Alright, we back. But yeah, it says at least 10 minutes long. So it could be over, could not be. So we're just gonna do this. Hello? And when we landed, it was already like gloomy weather. It was raining. It seemed like even the universe or God knew that, like, hey, this next few days they're gonna be kind of hard to get through. With that being said, going on to my next thing, going to Dachau was the first experience I had really sitting there and understanding, hey, like, these were people. For those of y'all that don't know, just numbers on a textbook Dachau or photos on a textbook. These people had lives. These people were just a concentration camp in Germany. Entrenched in life as you. Very interesting. Very interesting. If y'all ever get a chance, I'd recommend. When I walked through the gate and read the. I think I have a really good run right here of me like fully explaining what I thought and my thoughts. But when I read that and then was later explained to me what that meant and how it was just a lie to them and kind of like first it was a lie and it was a rub in your face, like, even though you work so hard, you're not gonna get free. And knowing that, like what Victoria said. Hold up, I need to put. I'll go back. I just need to make cuts right now, and then I'll go back and add photos. That was kind of my first interaction with. The Nazis had no care in the world with treating these people as people. They saw them as lesser than them and less and subhuman. Hello? Oh, that was the actual fucking thing. I think crazy. Walking crazy and being able to see how each building was in comparative to my size absolutely was really kind of the nail in the coffin for me. Like, hey, could you fit on this bed with 50 other people also on this bed? Probably not. Could you deal with these conditions? Could you strip in front of these windows? Could you could you then throw your clothes next to you and have to be forced to walk down this hallway? And then continuing on with that, towards the end of the tour, we went to the shower heads, and although those weren't used a lot, just I think the tour guide said they were used maybe once or twice. But walking through it and putting myself in those shoes of the political hostages, pretty much, because that's who they held at the beginning, were the political offenses, not offenses. Perfect. Fucked up. They held at the beginning were the political. This is like slapping straight into that. Political. Go right here. I'm gonna cut this political part off. Not like completely, but I just sit here for a bit and try to figure out what I'm gonna do, and also bring in my dog. So I'll just need to cut it. Not important to the whole last project. So, but yeah, guys, how's y'all's day going? What was I saying? The political kind of just opponents of Hitler. Very deep subjects here. Very deep subjects that we're editing right now for my class. Make sure y'all tuned in. But yeah. So right now I'm editing his final history project for my study abroad program, if you're interested. I'm just kind of bored, just kind of going through this. What was I saying? Right. I'm gonna cut it right there. I think that should be zoom in a little bit more. A little bit right there. I'm gonna cut right here. Delete ripple. Should have deleted it, right? The political thing with the political opponents of Hitler. Walking through those showers, just knocked them in. They're like 30 seconds off. Shoes. It felt very. There's no word to describe that feeling. I'm gonna cut off this dead section right here, just because, although it is me finding my thoughts, and I think that shows some level of understanding with what is going on, it's also not fully needed. Just because this is a final project and I know how to edit all this stuff out. A lot of jump cuts gonna be made, but I also think some of this stuff can be covered up in post with some photos. There's no word to describe that feeling. I don't think there's a word in the English dictionary for the feeling that I got walking through that. Maybe dread. It's like I was fearful and I knew I wasn't in danger. I put myself in those shoes, and I remember when I walked up to the shower room when they had already stripped, when they were about to walk in and were told that they're gonna take a shower. I just couldn't step there. I had to let other people behind me pass because I just couldn't get the energy to make that step into that room. Okay, I pushed through it and I made the step into the room, and I just kind of had to sit there for a second and I just like look around, make sure I like understood my surroundings and understood what I was looking at. I saw the slit where they dropped the gas, and I couldn't do it anymore, and I walked away. I walked through the other door. And then even to that, the infirmary, or not infirmary, the cremation site, that was another big thing that like, okay, this is where they drag the bodies afterwards. The people that were killed here, this is where they were burned. And then walking past that into the body room, this is where they store the bodies while they waited for the other people to burn. It was a hard thing to go through, and I think that was one of the more harder parts that hit me. And I think too often today that we forget that these were real people. Too often today that people see just the numbers and not really the lives behind who was here, who was there. And I'll go into that a little bit more with one of the big things at the end at Berlin that really hit me hard. Oh, yo, what up, Easter Dog? So this is about my experience with Germany. It's my last project for my study abroad program. Here, let me pull you closer. So my teacher asked to make a 10-minute video about my thoughts and opinions about my trip to Germany that I had May 15th through the 27th. So I'm just going back and editing it, and I just thought I'd have like a little chat, just like showing my editing process a little bit, and also like putting my thoughts out there on the internet anyways. You don't have to listen to this if you don't want to, but this is just my thoughts, my opinions. But if you're interested, and I would say stick around and just listen to what I have to say. I'll put up right now. I'm just going through cutting everything, cutting all the dead space, all the parts where it's just like, okay, I could probably cut this out, because I just need to do 10 minutes total. And not this is a 30-minute long video. Like, I don't need every part of this in here. But I will be at the end putting up photos in the video, just kind of showing what I had. There's some videos that are on my phone that I could also show, but yeah, took a lot of photos, a lot of videos too. At the end there'll be like a small little montage, nothing crazy, but then after that, I think let me go back. That was the main takeaway I had from Munich, was that I don't think I'll ever forget that or ever be able to. I recorded this not even like try to forget 10 minutes before stream, so this is fresh. And then it's due tonight at 11:59, so I gotta like hurry this shit up. That was like the thing that sat with me the most. In Nuremberg, I think the thing that sat with me the most again was the rally grounds. The rally grounds really put in perspective with me like how much you were just, if you were in Germany, how much you were just engrossed with everything, how much you were kind of forced to have to look at it. And I used this analogy when we were there, and I didn't really have a good explanation at the time, or was able to put it into full words at that time. But, and I know it's not a direct like translation, but it's the same feeling that I feel like most German people got. Growing up in Texas, you're told, okay, you're supposed to go for the Cowboys. You like the Cowboys. This is your family likes. I know this is like your friend. Let me cook here. I know it's like comparing Nazis to Cowboy fans. Well, there's a reason and an explanation why I'm making this point. It's not just out of mutes, like out of left field. There's an important part to this. Friends like the Cowboys. Your cousins like the Cowboys. And you're like, well, I don't really think they're a good team. And I think people in Germany were like, they were surrounded with family that's like, hey, your family likes the Nazis. Your family likes Hitler. We're past the point of no return with this thing. Your history teacher likes Hitler. So many of these clips could be taken out of context. I'm cooked, guys. And I think with that, you're just kind of stuck to be forced to like Hitler, and it's like you're born into it. And I know it wasn't a long period of time, it wasn't spanning over like a century, but even with that, there's people born and are raised to the age of when they fully gain consciousness and are forced to make these decisions, and were told, hey, you gotta like this person because your family likes this person, or your family, because most of your political views are pushed down from your family. It's more likely than not that you're gonna have your family's point of view because you're told that from a young age. And seeing, like, my family took me to AT&T Stadium when I was young, and I was engrossed in it. I didn't even really like the Cowboys like that, but I was cheering for the team that I didn't even like, and I felt like this urge to want to fit in. And looking at that, finally going through the entire museum of the rally grounds and getting to the top.
I don't feel like any of this
would
be cut.
Catwalk and seeing how big it is, and then having that building show you, like, hey, this is how big it is. And then when I was there looking down, I heard workers yelling. I could hear them from all the way up there. I could hear them perfectly what they were saying, and the echo through the stadium, because that's pretty much what it is a stadium. And it just shocked me how, like, much detail was put in with, like, hey, if somebody's down here cheering, you're gonna hear them from the nosebleeds. You're gonna be able to hear them all the way up there. Like, no matter.
It felt like you could, if there was a football game held there, you could probably hear the pads. If no one else was in the entire stadium, you could hear the pads crack on each other's shoulders from in the nosebleeds. And that was the craziest part to me, was like, I could hear him perfectly with what he was saying. It was in German. I didn't know what he was saying, but I could hear him, and I could hear every word that he said.
What position you are in the rally grounds, you're gonna hear the people talking. And I think then after that, going to the Zeppelin field, because I remember I watched the Nazi symbol get blown up after the Americans had taken Nuremberg. And being able to sit there and look at it like, hey, this is where some of your ancestors, people that fought for your freedom, they sat here and blew up the Nazi symbol, blew up that symbol of hate, which used to be a symbol of peace, but had then since been twisted. That gave me a sense of pride in, like, hey, in the greater scheme of everything, at the end of the day, and even with me saying this, you have to take this with a grain of salt, because the victor writes the history books, but the good guys won. The people that saved these people from these camps, that saved these people from being constantly killed for years and years and years later if we didn't intervene, they did this. They're the reason that you're able to walk here right now and have freedom to do this. And I know the Russians were already on their way to destroying Germany and taking their place, but I'm looking at it through this perspective of Americans and what we go through on a daily basis, and how deeply entrenched football and that kind of culture is with sports. And I think Hitler himself knew you need to create a community around this. If you don't create a community, nobody's gonna want to buy into that. And I think Hitler, and I'm not a sympathizer, Hitler's smart in that. And he knew how to twist people's minds into believing all the evil that he was spreading. Objectively speaking, he knew what he was doing, and he knew how to be the most effective in the way he was doing it. And I think that's what sat with me the most in Nuremberg, was that specific instance. And then also hearing the stories of certain people that were killed in Nuremberg and having the photos to look at. Um, that was really interesting. And then seeing the Hitler Youth from the beginning to the very end of what happened all through Nuremberg. And then I also, at the end, recalled what our tour guide had said when we got into Nuremberg, how that Nuremberg was a kind of a city of resistance, and how that memory, although might be true in some capacity, that there was some people that had resistance to Hitler. Most of the graphs that were shown in the actual museum showed a completely different story. How the people in Nuremberg were voting just as much for the Nazi Party as the rest of Germany. And that really goes into the whole memory part, where people want to deny that, hey, this wasn't as bad as people are saying. Like, Nuremberg wasn't as big of a deal as people are saying, when in fact they were. You cannot discredit what the city of Nuremberg had to do with
I really don't like
and their control over all of Germany. Water spread into France.
I really don't.
And a little bit of.
I think every point I'm making is continuing to connect into each other. I don't feel like there's anything I need to cut. We're 15 minutes in. I know there's some parts later on, because I only talk about 3 cities. And this is a 30-minute long thing, and we're already halfway through, and I'm done with City 2. Almost done with City 2. So.
Of Russia. You can't discredit that part of Nuremberg and how it affected every little part of everything else. There's so many people, again, with the whole memory thing, that want to discredit their stuff for their ancestors. They want to go back and kind of rewrite history so they don't look as bad. I think we have that issue just as humans in general, because we don't want to look like bad people. We don't want other people to look at us as bad people. I see it in America all the time with people downplaying slavery. Downplaying slavery, like how I've heard people straight to my face say that slavery wasn't as bad as people are saying. And it clicks it with me how humans often would rather look like a good person than they would rather accept their bad parts of themselves and just put on a front for being a good person. But yeah, that was the bigger things that I had.
Let me cut this part out.
Just put on a front for being a good person.
This is a great getting me cut out because it's just like inch. My professor does not be seeing that. I'm so glad I know how to edit, because if I didn't, bro, it'd be GG's. It'd be game over.
Put on a front for being a good person. But yeah, that was the bigger things that I had problems with, and not problems with, more understanding of. I think it's important to continue to remember, hey, like,
Maybe we'll also check this out.
More understanding of. I think it's important to continue to remember, hey, like, I've heard multiple times throughout my time back here in America. Like, I remember there was a TikTok I posted up on my For You page, and this guy was like, in Germany they talk about to the youth, hey, this is what happened, this is what the Nazis did, but this is not you. You are not this part of your history. You are the future, and you're supposed to lead us to something else. And I think that's a great segue into my final thoughts on Berlin and the trip as a whole. And my kind of learning that I've had with that. When we went to the topography of terror, um, it was another hard thing to go through. Seeing people getting lynched, dead bodies of Jewish people on the floor, just laid out in the grass as if they were animals, roadkill. And then the next photo would be a group of Nazis smiling. I wasn't able to listen to everything, but reading some of it, picking up some of it, looking at the photos, that was enough to have a strong feeling in my body, just like of this, like some of these people didn't care because it wasn't them. It wasn't their family over there. They were just dead bodies. It wasn't their family getting killed because their family believed in what they believed in, and if they didn't, they weren't human. I didn't take it. They weren't human.
This part can cut. Not too long, but long enough where it's an issue.
Human. I didn't take as many photos as I wanted to of the more important events that I saw at the topography of terror. But just because I was so entrenched with all the emotions that I was feeling in that, and I just couldn't get myself to pull out my camera and just take photos. But towards the end of it, I remember reading this wall, and the wall asked one question: are the people of Germany responsible for the Holocaust? Why? It was yes or no. And a lot of people, there's a lot more sticky notes on the yes side than the no side. I personally don't know the answer to that question. That's such a heavy question. Because how can you really blame somebody for making a choice that either they were forced to make when they were a kid, or were told if you're not with us, you're subhuman? Or I'll have a long pause here, and I already know and I already remember this pause because I couldn't think of the next thing I wanted to say or like how to word it properly. I think this is what, like 4 seconds? Or if you don't follow us, you're just gonna. This is more like 50 seconds. Holy fuck. This is a whole minute. Just paused. I can cut out the or part over here too. We'll just do this recording. And then we can probably keep this off right here. So do start again with another or. Subhuman. Or if you don't follow us, you're just gonna end up like these people. Can you blame them for making that decision? I don't know if I would make the right decision. I would hope that I would, but when there's a gun in your face, these are very, very heavy questions. When you know there's threats to your life, can you make the moral decision and have a moral fortitude to say no? Are you willing to lose your life to something that you have no control over and it's gonna happen whether you're alive or not? I think that oftentimes we have family members that are also forced to make these decisions. We have people in our lives that make these decisions for us. I'm saying that because when I would look at some of the sticky notes, it mentioned America a lot. Um, and a specific president that is in office right now.
I don't know if I should keep this part in.
I believe what I believe, or what you believe, I think there's a bigger thing.
Because although this is something that um is very important to present day and kind of reflects back onto it, and I know my professor did say, um, how does this reflect? Where is it? Um, where is it? What are ethical challenges? Um, why does this history still matter today? What parallels are or warnings do you see for the present? That is something that she did mention to put in. Um, so I feel like it does connect to what I'm saying. But with it being such a heavy topic and such a heated debate and um the whole characterization of the content that I'm talking about, can I sit here today, make this point, and live with it online for the rest of time? Can I make this point, show it to my family? Well, not show it to my family, but show it to my teacher and hope that she understands and doesn't report me. And I think with the death of so many things that are happening with the academic world as it is right now, I'm inclined to go against the grain that is happening right now, and just leave it in there. So, I think I'm going to leave that in there. I think that's the move for me. Where, if the people of Germany that have seen the rise of fascism know the history and is taught it through every schooling, this is what happened. This is how it happened. This is how to avoid it. If they're calling us out, the same people that helped liberate them, maybe we have a bigger issue. And I can only speak through my lens as an American. But the whole memory thing, American. But the whole memory thing, I can only tie into the black stain that is slavery on America. How both of these two things are remembered, and how that memory is taught affects the rest of it, affects the rest of the people in Germany as a whole. The amount of things that happened in World War II completely changed the entire way the world looked at what was possible. From every part, from the beginning of taking over from Hitler of the old democratic republic within the Constitution and within the rules, and then to the end where we had already defeated Germany and the rise of the atomic age with Japan. All that small part of history in the grand scheme of everything,
I feel like had more effect on an impact on the entire world than most things in history. I think too often people forget to remember that this wasn't centuries worth of history. This was quite literally like 3 decades. Now it's it. That's it. 3 decades. 30 years from the beginning of Hitler having his ideas from World War One to the end of Hitler's death and seemingly the fall of Nazism. This wasn't a long period of time, although it did feel long to the people in that time. Comparatively to the rest of history, it wasn't that long. Seeing this wasn't that long. Seeing this and seeing everything that I've learned, my perspective on wanting to just learn this history and also having the capabilities of wanting to do more for my country has changed a lot. Before I came on this trip, I was okay with learning and teaching the youth. After this trip, I think I want to do more with what I have learned and hopefully put more on what I can do in the future to help other people understand this can happen again. This isn't an isolated event. If it was just an isolated event, it would have just happened in Italy first, not going into Germany, just Italy, because that's where the rise of fascism happened. But it made its way over to Italy. It made its way over to other countries. It wasn't just a singular event. And being able to see the problems and kind of correlations that we have as a society really showed and put in perspective that memory is such a big factor in what people grow up believing. Cut this right here. Nothing too crazy. It's not even upload this too, which is crazy. Leaving. One thing that I can continue to take away from this is that the fight isn't over. It just might have changed its name, or it might have not might not look the same, exactly the same as it did in Germany, but it is still possible for these things to happen, and it's on us and my generation and people that are in positions of power to make sure that this doesn't happen again, to make sure that all the evil in the world is understood and understood as a bad thing, not a good thing, not an okay thing, not a oh that happened but it's not something that we can fix anymore. It needs to be something that is continuously taught that this happened, but this doesn't have to happen anymore. I think I've hit most of the points on my reflection as I'm reading through some of the lists right now. There's a lot more I could have probably talked about. I don't know if I hit the full 10 minutes. I've recorded for 30 minutes now talking about this, and I have to go through and edit all this.
but there was other things like the memorial for the dead Jews that were also sat with me. Um, the Nuremberg trials sat with me. The video at the end in the courtroom sat with me. Um, those are some of the bigger things though that I covered today. Some of the smaller things like the Berlin Wall, those are interesting things to look at and see how continuously after that certain things happened. But I think those are the things that I can confidently say had effects on me and that I could speak well upon to other people that asked about Germany or I just ask about study abroad program in general. Um, but yeah, I hope this is up to par with what you're expecting of us. I just kind of skipped over a little bit of it, and I kind of already had an idea in my head what I want this to look like. But um, yeah, thank you for this trip. Thank you for the opportunity to get to travel across the world and learn. I'm really grateful for that. Thank you. All right. I'm selecting right now some photos that I want to include on this. Just because it kind of helps you understand a little bit more what I'm talking about. Um, I have a lot of videos. I didn't do like a montage of everything that I looked at. Um, but yeah, still got everything. I think that's everything. Can I? What's the best way to do this? Is it to? How do I upload this properly? Hold up, chat. I need to make sure I can do this the right way. How to upload from iPhone to PC. Plug your phone into Windows. Put this PC. Windows Photo app? Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Perfect. Download this. Let's see this up here. Hold up, I'll be right back. I'm gonna put this on this right now, just in case anything pops up. Well, let's doing this. Yeah, I'm gonna add this album. Okay, make sure this is all working. Oh, it's kind of cold in here. Ugh. shit get low, bro. I'll just finish this later. Hello? See if this can work. I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm just making sure everything's working. Trust me. I gotta upload some photos to the main thing so I can actually like do this well. So see if I can. I don't want to receive files. I want to send files. How do I send? I don't care about notifications. Clear up. Looking how to do this. Link to Windows. Just make sure this is working. Just so I can have these photos easier to download. Come on, please, bruh. Please. Please work. Desktop. I'm gonna put this over here and then come back. Actually, you know what? You know what I could do? This. This is so much easier. Now look at this. Because now I'm here. Time to retry. What? There's not enough space on my OneDrive. OneDrive. Fuck, I got like 30 minutes to make sure this is good. Is this my OneDrive? How do I pay for more money? How do I pictures? Oh, that's why. It's like 50 fucking pictures on here. Delete. Let me do this again. Bro, this is not working at all, actually. Fuck. Oh, nah, bro. I might be cooked. Oh, hell no, Julian. Oh, hell no, Jigsaw. Hold up, bro. I might have to pay for more space on my Microsoft OneDrive. Oh, wait. Microsoft storage. I have nothing in my OneDrive. I don't get why nothing's being able to be saved. Hello? Please, bro. Fuck. Please. How do I do this? Please send it. Fuck. This is not working, bro. I'm about to delete everything on my OneDrive. Is everything on my fucking desktop saved to my OneDrive? I hope not. That wouldn't make any sense. Are there videos saved? No. Documents? Yes. The fuck? I don't know how to do this. Transfer files. Bro, I feel like I'm going in circles with this. No, that doesn't make sense. Fuck. I'm really struggling with this shit, bro. If I don't get an A on this, bro, I'm gonna have an alien class right now. But fuck, bro. Shit's pissing me off. Shit is really pissing me off. I know how to work technology. What is going on? Bro, I might have to just upload it to my Google Drive and then download it again. I hate this shit, bro. Why can't there just be an easier way? Because if I have to go plug this into my phone, it just, the way it works is just fucking awful. It's so bad. Cloud storage. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. I should have the cloud on my PC. And I cannot. I'm not going to access that with y'all on stream looking at my screen. So this should be working. Where the fuck is iCloud?
Please open.
Bruh. Who they signed in again? God forbid.
God forbid a motherfuckers just signed in one time. Just sign me in with the iPhone, bro. Oh my goodness. Well, this shit pissing me off, bro. Photos. And then we got albums. A final review. Final reflection. I'm gonna download all this. Download all these. Maybe it's because of that minimum one thing. I don't know why I didn't think of iClouds earlier, bro. That's on me. That is on me. That is really on me. I'm about to take out my earrings. Hold up. While this is going on. Bro. 6 seconds left, but it's probably not gonna take. It's probably gonna take longer than 6 seconds. 2 seconds. We're gonna open this up. iCloud photos. Let's drag this out to right here, and then we're gonna unzip it. Extract all. Browse. Put these in pictures. Camera roll. Extract. All 51 items? Was it actually 51 items? I'm not gonna count. I don't have time. Oh, dear Lord. What is this? Oh, it's because they're live photos. That's why. Alright. Well, okay. If that's the case, then I know that these videos can disappear. So I don't need the live version of them. My goodness, bro. Bro, I don't have time to do all this, but in the long run, it's gonna help me find this faster. I have 20 minutes to get this finished and uploaded. I might be cooked. I really have 19 minutes to get this finished and uploaded. Okay. Let's do this. Let's go back to movie and upload all these media files. To pictures, camera roll, iCloud photos. Perfect. We can see these now. I want this one. I want this one, this one, this one. This one will help me explain. I mentioned this one. This one for sure. Minecraft. This, and that fucked up. Okay. Oh fuck. Nope, not this one. 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 And this one. I'm gonna open all this. It's gonna be the most sloppiest thing ever, but we need to just get this done at this point. Like, I need to just put this in. I really should have done this a little bit better, but it is what it is. Alright, we back to this. So when do I mention?
To start with this, I think my first interaction with the kind of content that we covered over wasn't even with any of the first in Frankfurt. I felt this uneasy feeling.
Oh, I got this, bro.
And the fact that I'm in
You're
the
so right.
country where everything kind of went down, the universe or God said, going on to my next thing, going to Dachau was the first experience I've had really sitting there and understanding, hey, like, these were people. These weren't just numbers on a textbook or photos on a textbook. These people had lives. These people were just as deeply entrenched in life as you are. I think when I walked through the gate and read the
What the fuck was that? What just happened?
country where everything, and the fact that, like, hey, this next few days when I
Bro,
walked through the gate,
I need to add another video track.
and read the your work is freedom. I know that's not a direct translation of that, but when I read that and then was later explained to me what that meant and how it was just a lie to them, and kind of like first it was a lie and it was a rub in your face, like, even though you work so hard, you're not gonna get free. And knowing that, like what Torah said, that they knew that they weren't going to be able to be free. That was kind of my first interaction, treating these people less and subhuman. I think being able to see how each building was in comparative to my size was really kind of the nail in the coffin for me. Like, hey, could you fit on this bed with 50 other people? Could you fit on this bed? Hey, could you fit on this bed with 50 other people also on this bed? Probably not. Could you deal with these conditions? Could you strip in front of these windows? Deal with these conditions? Could you strip in front of these windows? Could you then throw your clothes next to you and have to be forced to walk down this hallway? And then continuing on with that towards the end of
I think it's the point where I talk about Nuremberg, because that was the main stuff I wanted to mention about Dachau and have the photos of the.
I was fearful and I had energy to. It was a hard thing. It was like the thing that sat with me the most. In Nuremberg,
I'm gonna put this photo right here.
I think the thing that sat with me the most again was the in Nuremberg, the rally grounds. The rally grounds really put in perspective with me like how much I have to look at it. And I used this analogy when we were there, and I didn't really have a good explanation at the time, or was able to put it into full words at that time. But in Germany, how much rally grounds? The rally grounds affected with me like how much, if you were in Germany, how much you were everything. I used it to put it into full, like growing up in families. Well, I don't really think they were surrounded with family that's like your family or your cousins, like his friend next. I think with that, just like Hitler. I know it wasn't a long period of time, a century, and we're because your family likes this person, your family's pointed, and seeing like my family took me to AT&T, and I felt like his urge to want to fit in the rally grounds and getting to the top and then walking out on that catwalk and seeing how big it is, and then having that building show you like, hey, this is how big it is. And then when I was there looking down, I heard workers yelling. I could hear them from all the way up there. I could hear them perfectly what they were saying and the echo through the stadium. Because that's pretty much what it is a stadium. And it just shocked me how like much deeper them all the way up there. You're gonna hear, because I remember I watched and look at it and be like, hey, this is where some of your maybe your ancestors look at it and be like, and being able to sit there and look at it and be like, hey, because I remember I watched, gonna hear the people talking, and I think then after that going to the Zeppelin field, because I remember I watched,
Yo, shout out to Racing this photo, bro. Crazy photo.
The Nazi symbol get blown up after the Americans had taken Nuremberg. And being able to sit there and look at it, your ancestors' hate, which used to be a symbol, since been twisted. That gave me a sense of pride in like, at the end of the day, salt, because the good guys won and saved these people from needing to intervene. And I know if you don't create a community, he's smart in that. He knew how that Nuremberg was and that really goes into the whole memory part, where people want to deny that they're people to look at us as bad people that I had problems with, and it's important to continue to remember and my kind of learning that I've had with that. When we went to the topography of terror, it was another hard thing to go through. Seeing
I got 9 minutes.
people getting lynched, dead bodies of Jewish people on the floor, just laid out in the grass as if they were animals, roadkill. And then the next photo would be a group of Nazis smiling. I wasn't able to listen to everything, picking up some of it, looking at the photos. That was enough to have a strong feeling in my body, just like of this, like some of these people, it wasn't their family, because their family believed in what they believed in, and if they didn't, they weren't human. Dead bodies over there, they were just dead family. Their family believed in, as I wanted to, of the more important events that I saw at the topography of terror. But just because I was so entrenched with all the emotions that I was
feeling in that, and I just couldn't get myself to pull out my camera and just take photos. But towards the end of it, I remember reading this wall, and the wall asked one question responsible. It was yes or no, and a lot of people. There's a lot more sticky notes. I personally don't know the answer to that question. Really blame somebody for making a choice we're forced to make, or if you don't follow us, you're blame them for, or if you don't human, or if you don't follow us, you're just gonna end up like these people. Can you blame them for making that decision? I don't know if I would make the right. There's a gun in your life. Can you make the moral decision and lose your life? Oftentimes, we have family members make these decisions for us. And a specific president that is in office right now. Whether I believe what I believe or what you believe, I think there's a bigger thing where if the people of Germany that have seen the rise of fascism, have seen taught to every schooling, read it. If they're calling us out, the same people that helped liberate them, maybe we have a bigger issue. And I can only speak through my lens as an American, but the whole memory thing, I feel like, and capabilities of. I don't have time. I think that's all the photos I'm going to put in right now. There are some more photos that I could have put in and some more videos, but I already have the full version. What are you talking about? I already have the full version of this. No, don't tell me I put this in the wrong one. Bro, I gotta. Give me 1 second. You're fucking kidding me. I already have the full version of this. Oh my god. This fucking sucks. Hello, bruh. 8, 9, 5, 2, 6. Discover. I agree. Yes, bro. Whatever. Okay, I bought it. Hello? Oh my goodness. This is so stupid. Yeah, I'm cooked. After this, I'm cooked. I'm so cooked, actually. This is actually fucked. This is actually fucked. No. Who is texting, bro? Geo. Oh my god. Hold up. Oh my goodness. Dude, I don't want the fucking upgrade pack. Where is it? Final review. Oh my god. How do I start this activation key? Is this just for... Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Can this... Oh, I'm about to crash out. I'm about to crash out. I already bought the fucking version! There's no account thing on here. Fucking find the other thing. Okay. Export. Export. Auto reflection. Oh my god. I finally got it done. You're fucking kidding me. That last part, I opened like 50 tabs. That actually genuinely pissed me off. That was like my final straw, bro. That was my 13th reason. That was... Oh, that genuinely pissed me off. I'm already late on that assignment. It's too late. Hope she still takes it. Hope she does. That was stupid. That was genuinely stupid. Hold up, give me a second. This is fucking crazy. The fact that that probably even happened, even though I opened up movie editor. '24 and not 25. It's crazy. Whatever. I just gotta wait until this finishes. It's going by really fast. Is there a movie app so I can delete the fucking, so I can take my card off? Actually insane. Actually insane work. Well, that was pretty much everything that I needed. So, I think I'm gonna end the live stream. We've been streaming for about an hour and a half, so it took me about an hour and a half to edit everything, and then like probably 2 minutes worth of struggling at the end. But you know, sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles, and you can't do much about that. Thank y'all guys so much for watching. I promise there's gonna be more actual gaming stuff. I just wanted to have a chat with y'all, just put my opinions out there. But other than that, I guess I'll let y'all go. See you guys in the next video or live stream, whatever it'll be. But probably be tomorrow sometime. So see you guys in the next video. Peace.